Battlefield 5 got woke and went broke. It is now failing. Plus, how have Nike been doing since they also got woke by featuring SJW douchebag Colin Kaepernick? We find out. Also, female and male homicide statistics. It's time to get political, people. Who has it worse, men or women? All this and more on today's Johnny Massacre show. Hello people, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in yesterday. I had a very clickbaity title. Will Avengers 4 trailer come out tomorrow or something? So I had more views than usual, which I'm very appreciative for. So yeah, Battlefield 5 came out on the 20th of November, so basically last week. And it's already on sale. And that means it is selling poorly. The sales are down significantly from the last Battlefield game. I think it's about half the amount of sales. And if you remember, EA told you, just don't buy it. If you don't like it, just don't buy it. And the gamers were like, okay, I'm not going to buy it, which makes me happy. Why did it fail? Because the developers put politics in the game. No one wants to see politics in a fucking video game. The lead character was a purple-headed, disabled, feminist woman. We don't want to see this weird liberal ideology in video games. It's a World War fucking II simulator. World War II is the muse of many a creative person and an intellectual. It's a source of endlessly interesting information, fascinating information and facts. And so when someone plays a World War II simulator, they want to feel like they're in World War II, not fucking some Californian university somewhere outside a social studies class. So that's why it's failing. This is good news for the gaming industry. Hopefully it will mean less politics in our video games. 2019, it seems to be the year of the major flop. We've got Battlefield 5. We've also got Fallout. What is next? So Battlefield 5 is also number 4 or 5, I believe, on the global video game charts, outselling it at games which came out way before it, including Red Dead Redemption. Those also went on sale around Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but yeah, Battlefield 5 already on sale. Apparently it's not even finished. If you read reviews of it, a lot of people are saying it's full of glitches, it's full of bugs, and the Battle Royale mode, I'm actually getting sick of talking about Battle Royale now, but the Battle Royale mode won't come out until March. So why the fuck would anyone buy the game if it's not even finished and it's all glitchy? I have to admit, I'm kind of tempted to play it because, you know, there aren't really that many great games out in general, right? And the ones that do come out are made by these big faceless corporations that everyone hates, like EA. So we're always looking for good new games, but the older we get, the more kind of jaded we become, I think, with these games. And so Battlefield 5, yeah, I would like another first-person shooter. I like first-person shooters, but do I really want to dip my toe in these social justice waters? No, thank you. I am boycotting this game, and I hope you do too. So, okay, in other news, keeping on the social justice themes, do you remember when Nike got woke, when they featured Colin Kaepernick, who's the face of protesting during NFL games, in one of their adverts? Do you remember that? And then all the social justice warriors said, yay for Colin Kaepernick, he's great, when actually he's a bit of a dick. It's like what he did to the NFL is like what EA did to Battlefield. They SJW-ified it. So in Battlefield, they put some disabled woman whammon on the front cover. And in NFL, we've got this guy called Kaepernick who was kneeling during the national anthem to bring attention to police killing disproportionate numbers of black people, even though if you look at the statistics, it's a ridiculously small stat of black people who are murdered by white cops. It's under 10, or it's around 10. And although 10 is 10 people too many to be murdered, the things that this guy were protesting about, he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. He was basically just virtue signaling because his career had stalled. No NFL team wanted him because he was shit. And so now he's making his money somehow with Nike. Anyways, how have Nike been doing since they featured him on the front of their ad campaign back in September? Well, the shares took a massive hit when news broke that this shit was happening, but then apparently shares bounced back and it was all worth it, and Kaepernick was justified in having his face all over Nike billboards everywhere, according to the left-wing press anyways, a few days after his ad campaign came out. But let's have a look at Nike shares right now and see how they're doing, shall we? Have a look at this, right? Here are Nike shares the last 5 years. So this Kaepernick shit started happening around September the 7th. You see this? September the 7th, left-wing screed, The Guardian says, Nike releases full ads featuring Colin Kaepernick. So this is when the shit hit the fan. And look what Vox said. Vox being possibly the worst, most snivelling, ideological left-wing screed in existence. Vox said snarkily, Nike has made $6 billion since its Colin Kaepernick ad. That was on 24th of September 2018. So they're saying from when the ads aired on September the 6th to 3 weeks later on September the 24th, Nike made $6 billion. Let's go back to these stats. So September the 6th is when the ad comes out. Nike's shares have been steadily climbing, steadily before any of this social justice shit anyways, if you look at the trend. We're going up here. Now we'll zoom in. So, September the 6th, this is when the ads aired. So, for 2 weeks exactly, the shares rose. And as you can see here, September the 28th is just after this Vox article. 4 days after this Vox article saying, oh, Colin Kaepernick's done loads of good shit and has hiked up Nike's share price. But then look, on October the 5th, we've gone down to exactly the same share price as to what it was before the Colin Kaepernick advert. So $80.3 per share to 80.12. So within the space of exactly a month, Nike's shares were back to the same level. So that is hardly a successful ad campaign. A successful ad campaign will make the line go this way, people, at a 45-degree angle, like it has been to the mean over the last year anyway. So you could say that Colin Kaepernick and his ads has coincided with a falling in Nike shares. Actually, look, it knocked $20 or $10 off the share price in the space of about 6 weeks. So Nike shares are actually plummeting, is probably a little strong, but severely dipping after Colin Kaepernick's advert. So that be that. Let that be a lesson to you, big faceless corporations. If you put social justice, political shit in your products or in your video games, they will fail. So stop doing that shit, please. In other news from today, okay, we're going to go a bit political. I saw this article on the BBC. It screams the women killed on one day around the world. So, oh, we're going to feel so sorry for all the poor women who actually have a completely free and relatively easy life in America compared to a lot of the shitholes around the world. So let's have a look at this article a little bit. I knew as soon as I saw it, it's just some virtue signaling bollocks. Now, I'm not saying women dying is good. I would be just as sad if a woman died as if a man died. It's got nothing to do with gender. No one should be murdered. No one should be killed. Nobody wants to see that shit. But to cherry pick statistics about such a sensitive issue just to push your left-wing nonsense is fucking pretty deplorable. So the women killed on one day around the world, here they all are. This article says an average of 137 women across the world are killed by a partner or family member every day, according to new data released by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Where do you think this happens? Do you think this happens mostly in America? I don't think so. I think it happens in shithole countries. And that really highlights the hypocrisy of all this virtue signaling left-wing feminist movement bullshit of the moment. You know what I mean? They're talking about how bad things are in America, when actually they're fucking amazing for women and everyone in general. And it's actually much worse for women in other parts of the world that you never hear feminists talk about. Iran, why aren't they cussing Iran? Because a lot of women are getting killed in Iran unfairly over religious things, but you don't hear feminists say anything then, because then they'd be contradicting themselves, because Iran is a mostly Muslim country and it has a very old school, almost backwards form of authoritarian rule, and it's the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world. So SJWs can't say that because they wouldn't want to offend Muslims and stuff either, would they? They just follow so many rules, don't they? And they cherry pick evidence to suit their agenda, much like in this article. So yes, 137 women are dying every day. And so, yeah, that's bad. But what about all the men that are dying every day? Is that kind of less important for some reason, just because that's the trend? It's just to bash men at the moment. I thought since the BBC wants to talk about stats, I just decided to look at homicide stats per gender. Now, I'm not seeing any articles saying that far too many men are dying in homicide on a daily basis. Where are they? Because actually, if you want to look at the stats, I think male deaths are rather more significant than female deaths. Have a look at this. So, this is the homicide statistics by gender, okay? Right. So, percent of victims that are male. Afghanistan, 87%. Albania, 83%. Algeria, 84%. Angola, 81%. Anguilla, 100%. Only one person was killed there on a homicide. Antigua, 67%. Argentina, 83%. I can keep going through this fucking list. Australia with 171 homicides, 67% are male. Azerbaijan, 136 homicides, 69.9% are male. Bangladesh, 2,635 fucking homicides in Bangladesh. It's all kicking off there. 63% are male. And the list just goes on. Every single category, apart from the British Virgin Islands, with 50% stats, overwhelmingly favour male homicides. So this is the thing, man. You just got... it really annoys me. It's like, look, no one wants to see women get fucked over. No one wants to see women die. No one wants to see any disparity between men and women. We want it to be fair, right? Any reasonable person in the West, in England and America, and I think a lot of Europe wants that, right? But then, if you're just going to cherry pick articles like this, just for the sake of it, just to say something about women because that's trendy and you want to look like a good person, it actually spits on all the women who are really having a shitty time, you know? What is your motivation for writing this article? Is it just to be a left-wing mouthpiece? Because it seems like it is. And that's why you tune into the Johnny Massacre Show, because I call this shit out. So, yeah, more men die than women, but no one should be dying at the end of the day, and we just want honest reporting and honest stats. I mean, there's other shit going on in the news. I just whizzed through it quickly. So, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West were in Tokyo. So, I live in Tokyo. So, that's kind of news, I guess. Celebs like coming out here because they're not as recognizable and they can go a little bit incognito. And Japan is a great place for creative people. And so, of course, Kanye met up with the famous creator of Super Flat, that weird, happy, flower-infested art style, who I used to love, but I'm kind of getting a bit sick of his stuff. What is his name? Takashi Murakami. Kanye West met out with him. You can see in the picture here. There's his wife. I just think his wife looks so fucking fake. Hey, don't get me wrong. You know, if Kim Kardashian came up to me in a bar, I would smash. Of course, of course, of course. But I just don't get it, man. I mean, some people have had great plastic surgery in Hollywood. I mean, take your pick of any of the kind of female stars around now. They've all had nose jobs and stuff, and I really admire them for their boldness in just going for the image that they want. But Kim Kardashian has taken it too far. She looks like a Barbie doll, but there must be something I'm not seeing because she's so popular. Everyone loves her. Is that the ideal of beauty that young women should be aspiring to? I don't know. Anyways, I still would smash. I'm gonna lay off Kim Kardashian. So here she is in Tokyo, and Kanye West looks well pissed off. He just looks like he doesn't want to be there. That's the artist in question. That's his art style, Super Flat. Check out Super Flat if you have a chance. It is actually very interesting. He reinvigorated the Louis Vuitton brand in the 2000s. They entrusted him to redesign or kind of modify their logo, and he basically used this kind of crazy shit, this art style he's famous for, and infused it with Louis Vuitton and made one of their most famous modern designs ever. So look, Kim Kardashian, titties out. She knows what we want to see. Got the titties out, the big fake titties on the floor, trying on some nice clothes, showing her 121 million Instagram followers. Just amazing. I like this though. I like this. This is a bunch of Japanese schoolgirls posing with Kim Kardashian. She actually does look well fit there. I take it all back. Clearly you can see the nipples there and everything. Terrible role model for these kids, but yeah, I'm loving me that Kim Kardashian there. And here she is again. And she does actually look pretty fucking stylish. I like her get out. God, I've converted. Kim Kardashian, I love you. I do like Kanye West, though. He's a great music producer. So inadvertently, I am aware of what his wife is doing at all times whenever I Google Kanye to see what he's up to. In other news, Tokyo holds on to its crown, a city with the most Michelin stars. I mentioned this the other day on the Johnny Massacre show. We talked about one particular restaurant, which is actually not even really a restaurant. It's a guy whose main business is a car dealership, and he sells some ramen on the side. They got inducted into the Michelin star guide. So there are these hidden gems out there, which is pretty interesting. And Tokyo has far and away the most Michelin stars of any city in the world. So CNN, why do I go to CNN? CNN Travel says the Michelin Guides Tokyo 2019 released this week has handed out stars to 230 restaurants around the Japanese capital. Of these, 13 have received 3 stars, the highest designation. There are 52 2-star restaurants and 165 1-star restaurants. That is pretty cool. And yeah, if you look around in other countries, they have far less Michelin stars. So it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me living out here at all. Everyone who comes to Japan, they know it has the best food in the world. They always say, wow, the food's so great. And I complain about people following the rules a lot in Japan, which can be annoying. It can slow things down. There's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of bureaucratic bullshit, and there's a lot of corruption as a consequence. But because people follow those rules, they don't piss around when it comes to food. In England, someone fucks me off, I'll fucking spit in your burger, mate. How'd you like that, you cunt? In Japan, they won't do that shit. They will follow the rules to the wire, and that is in relation to hygiene, preparation, and care, and design, and everything. And so it is a bit of a juxtaposition because you have to break rules to be creative and stuff. But I think the classic food, you have to stick to the rules. You know, if you're gonna bake a cake, you've got to use fucking eggs, you've got to use flour. Okay, you can switch it around a little bit, but you've got to stick to the core rules. Japanese people don't piss around. They respect culinary heritage, and then when they just tweak it and modify it, they take it to the next level. And there's something about the Japanese mindset and personality that really conducts well in the culinary world. So that's one of the best things about living in Japan, is the amazing food out here. Other news, apparently there's virtual land. This has probably been around for a while, but there's virtual land selling for millions. So if you go over to the BBC, there is some video about this guy who's buying up land in a virtual city, and one day it's going to be full of people and it's going to be worth some money. So should you be investing in virtual property? Who fucking knows? I mean, let's have a quick look at this, shall we?
Is Decentraland, a virtual world that's owned by its users.
Decentraland. So that's what you want to Google, Decentraland.
People are paying thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency for the chance to create a new virtual life online, and maybe even make a profit.
So check that out. I'm not going to go into it too deeply, but yeah, it's called Decentraland. So that is actually pretty interesting. I mean, you'd have to have quite a lot of spare cash just like rolling around if you're going to start investing in virtual property. But who knows, mate? Could be a millionaire. Okay, very quickly, loot boxes will be investigated by US and Australian governments, so there's more controversy about loot boxes. I fucking hate loot boxes. Get rid of these fucking things. They just lock off parts of the game that should be given away for free and charge you for them. And to charge you for fucking stupid costumes and shit, which probably took them 5 minutes to design, is taking the piss. Please, people, stop paying money for loot boxes and shit, because it's kind of fucking up the gaming experience at large. And finally, PlayStation Plus games for December have been announced. Soma, Onrush, Steriden, Steins Gate, Iconoclasts, and Papers, Please. I've never seen any of these, but let's have a look at them and I will react to them live as they come up on the fucking screen. Oh, it's not going to be a big screen, but let's have a look. Soma, Haunting Story. Oh, this looks pretty good. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, I think I've seen this. Okay, Onrush. What the hell is this? It's a racer where you don't need to place first. Okay, sounds like the SJW guide to gaming. Everyone's a winner. Competition's what makes it fun, so I'm not going to be playing this. Certainly won't. But there does look like a lot of carnage. Okay, I didn't show you everything, but that was just a little teaser of some of the games coming out for PlayStation Plus in December. That's enough bullshit. Let's talk about my life. Very appropriate that the word life is in the title of this part of the show, because my life is coming back to me. It is Thursday, and after basically 4 days since I did too much exercise, I'm finally coming back to the land of the living. I went for an hour run this morning and beasted it. I felt like a fucking, I don't know, some kind of muscly orc running around the Tokyo streets at the crack of dawn. It was great. I really liked yesterday's My Life. I had a little prop with me. I had a grapefruit and I was peeling it but not eating it. I kind of looked like some discount Bond villain, and I like that vibe. I need some kind of props. What props? I don't have any fucking props. But today I'm going to do some bollocks for my business to generate more money for my recording studio. So I'm going to be a bit out of action, but I'm just so happy to be back in the land of the living. You have no idea. So I'm going to be pissing around my little schemes, generating some dough, and that'll be that. So I'm gonna premiere this now so I can watch it with you, which will be fun. But other than that, it's all good. It's all good. I might go back to Christmas. I might go back to England for December, Christmas, to see the family and shit. Get that roast turkey and get all that bollocks. My girlfriend's going mad for England. She's like, England. Because she's obsessed with England, being Japanese and all. So that should make her happy. I think I'm going to go. Is there any Johnny Massacre show viewers in England? Are we going to hang out? Are we going to go some like drum and bass raves, mate? Speaking of which, my hero, definitely top 3 heroes of all time, Andy C. He has announced his second weekly residence at the club known as Zoyo in London, so I might have to coincide my visit and get tickets for that. Tickets are on sale today at 10 AM, which is about 5 PM my time, so I'll probably get 3 tickets, stay into the first week of January, and I'm guessing the first Friday of January is going to be his first performance at Zoyo. He'll be there for 3 months, and the first night and the last night are Andy C all night, so he's going to DJ all night, so I'm going to have to do that and be wicked to go with some of my old raving mates. Excuse me, to that. So that'll be that for today's Johnny Massacre show. I'll be back with the last one before the weekend tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed it today, because I certainly enjoyed making it, and I really enjoyed having you here, and I can't wait to see you on the premiere. See you in the premiere, and see you tomorrow.